Hello students, welcome to RKC online class. Today we are going to learn a new chapter from our Real English course book. It's chapter 5, The Guest. So let's learn chapter 5, The Guest. Before we start this story, I would like to tell you something about Mullah Nasruddin because it's a Mullah Nasruddin folk tale. Children like Birbal and Tenali Ram. Mullah Nasruddin is also a well-known character of many folk tales. He was a wise man. He is remembered for his funny stories. He appears in thousands of stories, sometimes witty, sometimes wise, but often too a fool. Most of Mullah Nasruddin's stories have humor and they teach us important lessons. Lesson 5, The Guest. Nasruddin is a legendary character who appears in many Central Asian folktales. He solves life's problems with a mixture of foolishness, wit, and wisdom. Mullah Nasruddin was a wise man. When he spoke, people listened. And so he chose his words and actions as carefully as kings choose their generals. One day, a rich man invited the mullah to a feast at his house. "I would be honored, Mullah Sahib," said he, "if you would grace us with your presence tomorrow night." "I will come," agreed Mullah Nasruddin, "tomorrow night." Children, legendary means well-known. Mullah Nasruddin is a well-known character who appears in many Asian folk tales. He was a public figure or he was a wise man and people listened to him very carefully, so he always chose his words very carefully as a king chooses his generals. Generals means ministers. One day he was invited to a feast by a rich man and he accepted the invitation. The following night, the mullah threw on his shabbiest and most comfortable clothes. "It is a bit chilly," he said, and added an old black coat. The edges of its shirt sleeves were frayed. The holes in the elbow were patched with swashes torn from old flour sacks. On his feet, Mullah Nasruddin slipped a pair of ragged sandals. So Mullah Nasruddin wore his most untidy clothes and got ready to go to the feast. As it was a cold night, he wore an old black coat which was torn and so it had patches of flour sacks on its elbow, and he also wore torn sandals with it and he got ready. When darkness fell, he arrives at the rich man's doorstep. A servant opened the door. "What do you want, old man?" the servant demanded. "Your master has invited me to his feast," said the mullah. The servant peered suspiciously at him. "Wait here," he said. "I'll be back in a moment." When Mullah Nasruddin reached to the doorstep of rich man, his servant could not believe that this man has been invited for this feast. He had doubt. Suspiciously means with mistrust. So he stopped him there for a moment. The servant went in. His whispers carried to the door. "An old beggar man, oh my master, says he is your guest." The rich man came to the courtyard to take a look. Seeing the old man in his ragged clothes, he waved a hand to the servant, then went back to join his elegant guest. So when the servant informed his master, the rich man, that a beggar is saying that he is your guest, the rich man himself went to check but could not identify Mullah Nasruddin in his ragged clothes and asked the servant to send him back. The servant returned to the door. "My master does not know you," he said. "He invited me to his feast," insisted the mullah. The servant laughed. "Nonsense! Invited you? A ragged old beggar? My master's friends are noblemen and kings. Be off before I take a stick to you." When the rich man could not identify Mullah Nasruddin and asked his servant to send him back, the servant went back and told him that my master does not know you. But Mullah Nasruddin insisted that he has been invited for the feast. So the servant laughed at him and asked him to go and warned him that he will beat him if he will not go. So Mullah Nasruddin went home. He changed into his finest silk garments. He put his cap on his head and added a handsome high-collared coat. He sprinkled rose water on his face and hands. He combed his beard. Smiling to himself, he made his way back to the rich man's house and knocked at the door. Once again the servant opened it. Once again the mullah said, "Your master has invited me to his feast." This time the servant bowed respectfully and ushered him in. Children, bowed means to bend the head or upper part of the body as a sign of respect or greeting. And ushered means showing the path or way. So this time the servant not only greeted Mullah Nasruddin but he also showed him the way to get in. "Welcome, welcome, Mullah Sahib." And the rich man himself showed the mullah to his special seat at the feast. "At last, Mullah Sahib," said the guest, "we have been waiting for you." The food arrived. "Serve Mullah Nasruddin first," said the rich man. The mullah smiled at everyone. Then he began to get busy with his food, but he did not eat. "Hey, hey!" cried the guest. "Mullah Sahib, what are you doing?" cried the rich man. For Mullah Nasruddin had begun to spoon the soup over his best cap. He crumbled the bread and sprinkled the crumbs over the shoulders of his handsome high-collared coat. He took apart the shish kebab and fed it lovingly to his sleeves. Children, instead of eating the food which was served to Mullah Nasruddin, he started feeding his cap, his coat, etc. Crumbled means to break into small pieces or crumbs. Shish kebab is a dish made of small pieces of meat skewered and grilled like barbecue. The mullah replied, "When I arrived in rags, you turned me away. Now that I am dressed in finery, you treat me with honor. Clearly, it is my clothes you are welcoming and not me. So it is only fitting that they should eat this delightful food you have prepared for them." Mullah explained them, "Then when I came in torn clothes, you didn't allow me to come in. And now when I am dressed nicely, you are honoring me or respecting me. That means you are respecting or welcoming my clothes and not me. So my clothes should eat this food and not me." The rich man hung his head in shame. He said, "Mullah Sahib, forgive me. I was blind. I saw only your clothes and could not recognize the wearer. I will never again judge people by how they look or by the clothes they wear." And in truth, he never did. So, children, when the rich man understood the whole thing, he was ashamed of himself that because of Mullah Nasruddin's clothes, he could not recognize or identify him. He apologized and said that he will never make such a mistake again, and he never did. This story is retold by Uma Krishnaswamy. Retold means it's not originally written by Uma Krishnaswamy, but she had also heard this story from someone like you and me, and then she had written the story in her own words, in her own way. I hope you have understood this story well. Now, your assignment for today is to learn and write all underlined new words and the word bank of this lesson twice in your study notebook. Thank you, children.